Hey, what is up, interwebs? It is I, White Cheddar, bringing you White Cheddar Sells and all things vintage media and VHS. Got a good show for you tonight. I'm going to start it off with what sold. This is where we're going to look back in the last week or so and see what sold. Our first sale looks like a 6-pack to Aisha. And they bought Interview with the Vampire, great movie. And Charlie's Angels, another great action movie. Oh, this is a great Christmas classic. This is Die Hard. Everybody should have that in their Christmas collection. 5 stars. Bruce Willis. Oh, this next one is a great movie. It's one of my wife's favorites, and it's a classic old film. So definitely check this one out. It's Breakfast at Tiffany's. I mean, just classic cinema right there. Must have for any collection. I'm going to say this buyer has some really good taste. They grabbed a little bit of everything to add to their collection. So that's why my store exists, is to help people build that collection. You know, build your own personal. Quit subscribing to Netflix. Quit subscribing to Paramount and Warner Brothers and these billionaire fucking companies, and just curate your own movies that make you feel good. Just buy them and curate your own and keep it on a shelf, and when you want to watch it, go to the shelf and you pick it up and you watch it. Quit giving into the streaming and this I have to have this every month. Just build something tangible that you can hold in your hand. Next, she had Legally Blonde, and a great comedy, great classic comedy. Like, she picked some good movies here. The Princess Bride, original copy. Look at that. Did her homework. Got 6 great movies at a great price. Of course, I do the buy 2 get 1 free. So, she was all in for, look at that, $34. Got 6 great movies. Free shipping straight to her door. So it is possible, it is economic to build your own vintage media collection, and quit being force fed the streaming services. It's not good. Next up, my next customer looks like Golden Age of Goodies on eBay. Bought Barefoot Gin. This is an anime. This is an American anime, I believe, but it's about Hiroshima and the dropping of the bomb and the war. It was really a great movie. I watched this before I shipped this out. I'd watched it a few weeks ago, and I'm not a big anime fan, but it was a good movie. It told a good story. So, yeah, a good pickup by this customer. So I appreciate that. Next up is another classic. I remember this vaguely from when I was a child, but it's called Blind Fury. And it's kind of, what's his name? Rutger Hauer. That's who. Let's switch over here. Switch over to my eBay so you can actually see what I'm talking about here. Okay. Blind Fury. It's a great movie. He's a blind guy, so he goes through this kind of a crime fighting comedy deal. But that was from Colt 9118. Appreciate your business. Next up, we have Caged Women 2. And this, I didn't know about selling this on eBay. I kind of thought maybe I shouldn't list this because it's kind of, But I call it an erotic thriller. And it's rated R, so, take it for what it is. But just looking at the title here, it's a little risque, if you know what I mean. But Caged Women 2 sold good. It sold for $14 or $15. I can't remember. So Appreciate that. That went to, maybe I shouldn't say who bought it on that one. We'll just roll past it, but I appreciate the business. And let's see, next up on December 9th, which was 3 days ago, we had another 6-packs go out the door. And they got, oh, they picked some good ones. I remember this one. Yeah. Um, Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, whether you want to think it is or not, but it is. Let's see, Jurassic Park was thrown in there. Classic TNA collection. And this kind of feels like they were building their VHS collection starting out. So a lot of these movies are common tapes, but absolutely necessary for any collection. So great picks here and a great start. And I hope they are building the collection of their dreams on this one, because they threw in a Who Framed Roger's Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. A great animation slash, it was a great mashup back in the day. Twisters, always a classic. Helen Hunt in that movie, Bill Paxton. E.T. sealed copy, 2002. I remember getting this for Christmas one year. It was a good movie, but yeah, I came across a good copy of this for, fairly reasonable price. So glad it's going to somebody's collection. And the last they picked up, another Christmas movie, like it or not, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Of course it's a Christmas movie. Look at that title. Oh, that's a beautiful cover. Good work of art. Let's look at the back. There it is. See? There's old the grandpa. They're all laid up and he gets a Christmas present of a candy bar. And lo and behold, it has the golden ticket. Imagine yourself in a world of chocolate. Trees, flowers, the river you're floating on are all made of pure, rich chocolate. Great little movie. So, that's what it's all about. It's experience, right? Watching these movies. Let's see, next up, we had shipped out a couple days ago was a 3-pack, a buy 2 get 1 free, and this customer also had a mixed variety. So they started out with fried green tomatoes, nice cover art, original copy. And then they got a copy of The Wizard of Oz, this reprint from 95, but a great edition and no damage to the case at all. Smooth sides on it, just looks good on any shelf. So, very good copy of The Wizard of Oz. There's the tape there. Definitely hi-fi on that one. And to top it off, they had Kevin Bacon in Footloose. Great. That was my last copy of Footloose too, so I'm going to have to do some shopping, see if I can't find some more Kevin Bacon, because it always sells well. So, but yeah, got it at a reasonable price. Case was a little worn around the edges, but a great copy. Of course, I've always test and play the VHS tapes before I mail them out to my customers, so got a good 3-pick right there. I hope they come back and buy some more, because they definitely got some good taste. So they were all in for $16. So that's a little over $5 per tape. Quality, dependability, premium product when you buy from White Cheddar Cells. That's what I offer. So, now this next customer, they had a little bit of an issue. They bought 2 VHS tapes from me, and I didn't hear anything for an hour or two. So I thought, you know what? Why didn't they put the third video in the basket and get it for free? So I sent them a message and said, hey, I don't know if you know, but I have a buy 2 get 1 free promo. So they bought When a Man Loves a Woman, and that's one of my wife's favorite movies there. It's a great movie. Andy Garcia, she's got a huge crush on him. But anyway, and they also bought Good Will Hunting. Great movie. Great movies to add to your collection. But she didn't realize that we had to buy 2 get 1 free. So I sent her a message and said, hey, if you just want to pick another movie off of my site, just go ahead and message me back and tell me, what movie you want. So anyways, like 20 minutes passed by and I hear a cha-ching, and it looked like they purchased another video, Swordfish, with Holly Berry and the other guy. So, anyways, I had to send her a message. I had to hit a refund on that and be like, hey, you don't have to pay for that third one, and explain to her how my promotional deal works. So, if you guys are curious and go over to my eBay store to buy my VHS tapes, just know that on my buy two, get one free promo, it's the whole VHS category that's $20 or less. So, most tapes I have, over 500 tapes, are in that category, and all you have to do is add 3 videos to your shopping cart, and eBay will automatically deduct the discount of that third video, the cheapest video. It'll take it off. So again, if you buy 4 videos, go ahead and pick out 6, and then those 2 cheapest videos will be discounted off. So just keep that in mind when you're buying from the store. Like, I got some customers that'll buy 10 tapes at a time. You buy 10, you get, what is that, 5 free? So that's a 15 tape order. So, and that's how you get these tapes at the cheapest possible price, is when you buy in a bulk lot like that. If you buy 10 or 12 or 16, I can ship all the way up to 22 tapes at a time in one of my boxes. So the coupon does stack. The buy 2 get 1 free does stack. So buy 2 get 1, buy 4 get 2, buy 6 get 3, etc., etc. So, but anyways, I explained it to her. Hopefully that'll become a repeat buyer from me. And I went ahead and just refunded the Swordfish video, but added it into her order, so she got her free tape with it, or their free tape with it. So I appreciate their business, and yeah, guys, things are just picking up. I've had a sale about every day or two, so things have been going really good. I just got another order popped up. Let's see here. Awaiting shipment. I just had a customer just an hour or two ago buy The Psychic, which was sold for $15 or $16. It's an old classic 1990 video, but cool cover art. Just a cool tape all around. So I'll be packaging that up and shipping it off in the morning. It's Friday, December 12th right now, so I'll have to get it to the post office in the morning. So yeah, that's kind of what's sold this week. What's been going on. Let's go ahead and look at the store. Still working on my feedback. It seems like you get one neutral feedback and it just demolishes your feedback score on here. But I try not to worry about it too much, because most of my customers appreciate their sales. So what I need to jump into now is my newly listed items. And as you can see, right off the top there, Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. Great movie. At a really good price, $9.98. So let's just go through the box. I'm going to switch over to full screen, and we'll just start going through what I have been listing this week and what's going on in the store. Oh my goodness, these boxes are heavy. I got a whole new box here. It's a VHS box D1 in inventory. So classic Thanksgiving holiday movie. This is Dutch, and it has Ed O'Neill in it. And Ed O'Neill was famous for Married with Children, to us Gen Xers, to us 1980 babies. But that movie surprisingly was going for quite a bit of money. I think it's $14 or $15 for a copy of Dutch. So yeah, it definitely a good find on that one. Next up is Tommy Lee Jones and Sam Jackson, or Samuel motherfucking L. Jackson. Rules of Engagement. It's a war military movie. Been trying to add to that category a little bit. So, a good wartime movie. Next up is the man who's never made a bad movie, Denzel Washington, in The Hurricane. Another great Denzel Washington movie. Like I said, he never makes a bad movie. Now, this next one, I've never seen it before, but I love the actor. And the actor is Bill Paxton, from Twister. He started opposing to Helen Hunt in Twister, but Bill Paxton in Slipstream. And I kind of wanted to watch this movie, but just finding the time to watch it is another thing. I mean, time. It's a crazy concept, but a great movie. A little bit rare. It's not exactly common, but it's not a bad price on it. I think it's around $8. Okay, a comedy, Saturday Night Live actor. This movie is Corky Romano, and I have not seen this movie, but I remember it. It just wasn't kind of my cup of tea when I was young. So, anyways, got that one listed up for a common price. I think it's $7.48 or close to it. All right, I remember, all the adults in my life, they kind of always had this in their collection, and it is Sean Connery in The Hunt for Red October. And I always remembered it because it has that red and black cover to it. It's just a really good cover. I think it looks good. But this is in reasonably good condition for its age. Like, these tapes are, 30 years old, or more. So to have a copy like this and in this kind of condition, that's what you find at White Cheddar sales. So. Next up, Jackie Chan. Always down for a Jackie Chan film, an action comedy. This is the original Rush Hour with Chris Turner. Very funny. Very action-packed movie. If you love Jackie Chan, you must have this one in your collection. So it's actually at a really good price at $7.48 on the eBay store. Oh man, this next movie, this one's crazy because this movie tripped me out when I was a kid because, we've all seen some movies about people being hunted by other people, like whether they're on an island or in the wilderness or whatnot. But this movie, to me, was the first time I was introduced to humans hunting other humans. And it had Ice-T in it. It's called Surviving the Game. And it also has Rutger Hauer in it. That was in that Blind Fury movie earlier. But just great. And there's great dialogue in this movie. Some of the lines that they say are just, it's ridiculous. You've got to get this one for your collection. Surviving the Game. Great classic. Okay, the next one I had never seen before, and I decided to watch it the other night. It's one of the rare movies that I get to watch during the week. I might watch one or two of these VHS tapes a week, and this was one that I picked out that I had seen on the shelf many times, but I never watched it. And it is with Billy Bob Thornton and John Cusack. It's called Pushing 10, and it's about some air traffic controllers, and it's a comedy. It's kind of a drama comedy. So a great movie. I highly suggest it. It's not going in my collection, but it would definitely be good if you like Billy Bob Thornton or John Cusack. You need to add that. Next up, I have I've never seen this one. I should probably watch this sometime because I really like Sandra Bullock, and all the actors in here are really good. It's got Sandra Bullock, it's got Samuel L. Jackson and Matthew McConaughey, and also it's got Kevin Spacey in it. But it's called A Time to Kill, and to me it looks like a gripping story, an outstanding cast, and a highly charged drama. That's what the back says. So definitely it'd probably be a good one to watch with the missus. I'm thinking we might watch this next week. I don't know. Okay, next up we have A Crazy for Swayze. And I've never seen this one, but it looks interesting. It's called Next of Kin. And it looks like a western, but it's not. It says it's like something about like he goes to like Chicago and he's like a lawman to come bring law and order to the town of Chicago. So, anyways, he looks pretty serious on the cover there. So, I don't know. Probably a good one. I don't know. Somebody will like it. All right. Next up, I got Susan Lucci. I think she was like hot shit back in the day, back in like the 80s or 90s. Like she was like a pinup or something like that. She looks like it, anyways. But anyways, this movie's called Hit Woman: The Double Edge, and it looks a little risky. It looks like an erotic thriller. Never seen it. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely look on the back. She's like holding a pistol, and on the front. So seduction is the ultimate weapon, is what it says on it. So it'd be a good one for someone's collection. Just the artwork alone, sex sells. Great to have that in inventory. That's a good one. Next up, we have, and this one gets lost in the sauce when you list it. It's listed with a bunch of other things that aren't the same movie as it, just because of its title. It's called Showtime, with Eddie Murphy and Robert De Niro. But because it's called Showtime, it gets lumped in with a bunch of Showtime movies. The TV network. So, anyways, it's there on the website. It would be a good free one to add with your two that you purchase. Next up, a great Ben Stiller movie is one of the first Ben Stiller movies that I really liked, besides Mystery Man. And yes, I did like Mystery Man. It was a good comedy movie. But this one is Meet the Parents, where you get to meet Gaylord Fokker for the first time. A classic to a comedy collection. If you like Ben Stiller, it fits right in there with the Adam Sandler and the other classic comedies. Along with this next movie. This next movie is definitely one to add to your comedy collection because it's the original Ace Ventura: Pet Detective with Jim Carrey. Very funny movie. Jim Carrey at his best at the height of his career. If you're have a comedy category, you got to have this one in it, along with the sequels. Next up, we have another memorable movie from my childhood, from when I was a teenager, with Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the second part. There was a Mortal Kombat that came out that was like almost one of the greatest B-rated movies ever was, only to be beat out by Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme. But this was also a very good Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, kind of a B-rated but somewhat decent movie that they made. So if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, you've got to have this one. The case is a little beat up on this one, so it's highly discounted on my store, which you'll notice in the price. So just hop on there and look at it. But a great movie. It plays well. I watched it. So next up, we have another Sean Connery movie that a lot of people may not know about, but it's called The Rock, and this was actually a pretty good movie with Nicolas Cage in it, and it was about Alcatraz, and it's a heist movie, but whoops, oopsie, still working, yeah. That's why I like VHS tapes, man. You don't have to worry about scratches. You don't have to worry about them getting beat up. They're pretty fucking durable. This movie is like 30 years old. It's probably older than most of you guys watching right now, and it still plays. I can still go pop that in the tape, and it'll play. So that's why I like vintage media and VHS particularly. Next up is another B-rated, raunchy comedy from back in the day. This is a classic, Porky's. It goes right up there with Animal House or some of those other cheesy B-rated movies. Trying to think of another one. Bachelor Party with Tom Hanks is another one of those kind of raunchy B movies of the time, but a great classic raunchy comedy. Next up, I've been doing really good with this actor, and he's been doing really good for me on VHS sales. And this right here is an original, it looks like, from Canon Studios, and it is Bloodsport with Jean Claude Van Damme. His movies have been doing really good for me lately, and just to let you guys know, I have a lot of Van Damme in my collection or in inventory. So if you didn't know, you can go to my store and just hit the search button on my store and type in Van Damme, and it'll list all the movies I have of him. So if you wanted to compile it, buy two get one, or if you wanted to buy three, or buy four of them and get two free, then you could type that in and just add them to your shopping cart. And once you have 6 videos in your cart, it'll automatically deduct the two, so you'll get two of them for free. All right, next up I have a classic Stephen King. I remember watching this with my mom when I was young and thought it was pretty weird, and I still say it's a pretty weird movie. But what movie from Stephen King isn't weird? So this one's called Misery. It's about an author that gets kind of kidnapped from one of his biggest fans, and um, yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good winter movie too, because the season it takes place is in winter time. So here we are in December. It would be a good one with a coffee or hot cocoa. All right, next up I got. I remember this. I was in high school when Desert Storm, the war started going on. I mean, we've been going through wars for like, I don't know, like 25, 30 fucking years now. So, but back in the day, CNN was kind of a satellite company, and nobody really had it or watched it on their cable networks. Somehow or another, they got a little bit of following and a bigger following, and so CNN really became big around Desert Storm. And this is a documentary, and it explains how the war began. But I'm talking about, this was pre-internet. Like, you couldn't, like, you understand that the news that you get today and the information that you're getting fed over the internet is instantaneous. Like, every day you see headlines and new things, and it's just blah blah blah, all this stuff. Well, back in the day, news didn't travel that fast, so CNN became a satellite provider, or became a network provider. So it was like a news channel that people could tune in and listen to or watch every day. And it just blew up. Like, people went wonky for that shit. It was the first time in our lives that we got to watch a war unfold on TV. You could tune in every day, every night, and watch the war go on across the world. It was crazy. It was the first time that we watched war via satellite. Like, instantaneous. Like, you could see missiles being dropped and tanks rolling, and it wasn't like a highlight reel that you seen of something that happened a month ago over in Vietnam. It was like instantaneous. Like, you could watch a war. So anyways, this is a good CNN special reports. This is just a compilation of their broadcast, and what they presented during the war. So very good for any history buffs, or if you're trying to build a collection of history of the 90s, you would definitely want to add that one to your collection. So, I am I am starting to carry more documentaries, and if you look on the left side of my eBay store, you can click on categories, and it'll break down. Go to VHS, and it will break down different categories. But there's a documentary category on there that I'm starting to try to fill up more, just in case somebody wants the history and wants a piece of that. So, I showed this one earlier. This is a classic comedy, anybody's collection. I almost added this to my collection, but I'm not quite at the sell-through rate I need to be adding more movies to my collection. I'm trying to kind of build up my account a little bit, so I threw this one in there. It's at a good price. It's a great copy. It's got clean corners on it, as always. Only the best for my customers at White Cheddar Sales. Next up is Deep Blue Sea, and I remember this movie. It's kind of a B-rated movie, but it's got LL Cool J in it. I remember that, and of course Samuel L. Jackson is Samuel L. Jackson in that movie. You can't go wrong with that. Next up, a classic fantasy film that I really like because it had, man, Matthew McConaughey was great in this movie. If it's the same movie I'm thinking. Let me see here. Anyways, it's called Braveheart, and it's about dragons, and it's got Dennis Quaid, Sean Connery, Rob Cohen. Who else is in this movie? But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a good movie. You have to check it out. Dennis Quaid is the main actor in it. But no, maybe this isn't what I'm thinking. This isn't the movie I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a movie with Matthew McConaughey in it with dragons. What was that one called? Where he like jumped off a building with an axe to kill the dragon. Anyways, I got a couple of these in the store, plus its sequel. I got a couple sequels of that. So, man, that's gonna drive me nuts. I can't think of that movie because I know it has Matthew McConaughey in it, and there's like army tanks, and they like fight dragons around London, and I think it has that guy from Batman. Fuck it, I don't know. Next up, Schwarzenegger. If you're building a Schwarzenegger collection, this would be a great addition. It's got the hollow case to it. It's True Lies. And I think it has Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis in this one as well. And the Scream Queen herself. Great action movie. This next one I didn't see a whole lot listed on eBay, so I listed it a little bit higher. But if you want it for a little cheaper, just shoot me a message. But myself, I like poker, and I always, have a kind of a gambling streak to me. So this was Kenny Rogers in The Gambler Returns, The Luck of the Draw. And it's also got another fellow Oklahoman, Reba McEntire, was in this movie. So I might have to watch this one day. If it doesn't sell too quick, I'll probably pop it in sooner or later. I believe this one went in my Western category. Another category that I'm trying to expand for you guys. Add some more Western type movies in there. This next one was Ooh La La. When I was a teenager, I watched this movie probably a dozen times, and it is Cruel Intentions with Reese Witherspoon and Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Felipe. Oh my God, does sex not sell in the 90s? Because I had a crush on all three of these people, I think. Well, not Ryan Felipe. He can kick rocks. But Reese Witherspoon and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Great movie. and it actually has a really good story. It's a really good drama. And, for teenagers, I guess. But I loved it. Alright, this next one I got, I didn't see a whole lot of copies on it. It's actually a musical. So I have another category. Like I said, go on the left side of my store and break it into categories, and you can go down and see musicals. And this is a National Lampoons, which we all know what National Lampoons are. But this is called Class of 86. And came out in 86. Looks like a compilation musical. Might have to check that one out one day. I like musicals. My wife really don't like musicals, but I do. So anyways, yeah, I'm still Still listing a few of these. I'll go through. I'm trying to list a lot more box sets for you guys. And if you don't know, this counts as one tape. So on the buy two get one free, this is one. So if you bought two box sets, you bought two, and you still get another one free. So keep that in mind when you're buying from me, that a box set, even though it has two tapes, is still just considered one tape. So this is Stephen King's Storm of the Century. Never seen that one, but looks pretty fire. Next up, Bud and Doyle. Bud and Doyle. Where have I heard those names? Oh yeah, Biodome. This is a Pauly Shore movie. It's just a goofy comedy from the 90s, but I loved it. Along there with Encino Man and In the Army Now. Pauly Shore had some great classic 1990 movies that still make me laugh to this day, going back and watching them. So next up is Casino. Very good condition on this one. There's no edge wear on this one. If you want a nice clean copy of Casino, this is it. This is it for your VHS collection. So I should probably list it. I haven't listed these yet. The other ones I was showing you I've already listed. I'm still listing these. So I don't know if this will end up in the top shelf category or not, but just check on my store. You can always click that top shelf and see what pops up. And the way of that, but a great copy of Casino. And next up, another a pretty good copy of a trilogy. This is the Indiana Jones trilogy, and like I said, this counts as one. So when you buy two get one free, this counts as one. So you can get three different movies. So you buy this one, you buy Biodome, and you still get another one for free. So I don't know what I'll list this one for yet. I'll probably list this one for around $13 or $14 because it is three tapes in there. And, a great classic. The only thing I will say about this one is it's got some wear on the back side of it, but it still looks good on a shelf. And all the movies are crisp, clean, and good edges on them. So another good box set. This next one, I'm kind of ashamed to say that I've never seen, but I know it's a good movie because it has the actor in it that never makes a bad movie, Denzel Washington. It's called Malcolm X. Like I said, never seen this movie, heard good things. It's about civil rights movement, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Yeah, and this is a really good copy of it. There is a little bit of edging on it, but it's not too bad. It's really in pretty good shape, so it'd be good for anyone's collection. See, next up. Oh man, I found a copy of Blade Runner the other day. It's not the greatest copy. It's a formal rental, so it's got, some stickers on it. It's got this crap down here from Hollywood Video. This stuff on the back, but there it is. If you want a good copy of Blade Runner to watch, this is it. And it's at a common price. I'm not listing this one. I'll list this for like $7.48, which is my common price. So just a good way. The edges look good on it. The sides look good on it. Sitting on your shelf, you'd have a Blade Runner. Again, a great science fiction movie. Any kind of science fiction. Okay, this next one might end up on the top shelf. I'm not going to lie, because I really am crazy for Swayze. So we have an action-packed Swayze lot here, and it's got Youngblood, it's got Roadhouse, and it's got Red Dawn. We watched Red Dawn the other night just because I haven't seen it in so long. So Wolverine, it's a great movie. Yeah, watched that the other night. It was a good one. Youngblood I haven't seen in a long time, and of course Roadhouse, classic, Swayze. So that might end up in the top shelf category, but check the store, you'll see. Next up is another classic Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Ocean's 11, the original. Not the original. The original was back in the 50s and 60s, but the original remake, I guess you could say. Not Ocean's 12, not Ocean's 13. Ocean's 11 with Brad Pitt and George Clooney. This is kind of what started that franchise off in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, very good movie. Heist movie. Brandon Fraser in The Mummy. Always a good classic to add to your collection. That will definitely sell pretty quickly. Next up is Billy Crystal in a comedy western called City Slickers. And I remember this when I was a kid. I thought it was a pretty good movie. They had a sequel to it called Curly's Revenge, but this was the original, just make you laugh, City Slickers. It's about some guys from the city going out to the country and trying to herd some cattle around. So this is one of my favorite movies. I actually have this one in my collection because I was a big Alicia Silverstone fan back in the day. And this was one of her pinnacle roles other than Clueless. And it is called Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser. And just some really good acting in it. And Brendan Fraser he performed great in this movie, along with all the other actors. It had Christopher Walken in it, was the dad, and he was kind of a scientist or engineer type, nerdy father, and it's just a great movie. You gotta watch it. So, anyways, I'll have this one listed under the science fiction and fantasy category, even though it's probably a comedy, but anyways, sometimes you have to search a little bit on my site to find the movies that I put them into categories, but it's just my own opinion. I mean, if you've never had to organize movies into categories, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, that's what's going up on the store this week. As always, there's a buy two, get one free on any tapes under $20, which is pretty much my whole VHS category. I appreciate you guys watching these videos. If you like the weekly releases, make sure that you like and subscribe to my video below, and you'll be notified when I update my new releases and any other information that I post out on YouTube. So let me know what you think of my collection or my listings this week. Let me know if there's anything that you're interested in. Maybe you want a discount or a coupon code. Just give me a comment in the comments below. It helps me out on the algorithm, and I do not mind saving you cheddar. That's why I exist. I want you to collect movies at a fair and reasonable way. Get away from the streaming services. Get away from scrolling, trying to find something on the TV, on the internet, and just build your own physical, tangible media collection. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Check out my store, White Cheddar Sells, on eBay. And as always, I appreciate it. We'll talk to y'all later.